Speaking of pastors, I'm getting a lot of friend requests from these random. I got a friend request on Facebook from the president of Clinton College, who's also a pastor. I was like,
they looking out for you, girl. They like, what's up?
Let me tell you something. I'll keep that. I can't wrap my head around.
You got a lot of things you can't wrap your head around this week.
I'm gonna keep it cute. I'm gonna keep it cute. I'm gonna keep it cute.
Oh my God. They in your DMs. The pastors is in your DMs, girl. They said, what's up? No. All right. Well, I mean, I guess we could just start the show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's do that.
Cool. Hey guys.
Hey everyone.
What was that? We're gonna start it again. Hey guys.
Hey everyone.
What is happening?
What's going on?
I'm your girl Sierra T.
I'm your girl Sherelle B.
And this is Headwraps and Lipsticks, the podcast.
Wrap the culture up in color.
Absolutely. Episode 18. I know you guys probably missed us last week.
Did you miss me? Look, Martin. Y'all know.
We were on vacation. We've got tans. Can you clearly tell?
Peeled foreheads.
It's just, that's why we're not wearing makeup.
Forehead just.
We looking hella rough out here right now, but that's okay.
I got my muffin cap back blue.
Peeled back
Blue.
Honey.
It's too much going on. Way too much going on.
So yeah, we're just gonna keep this real cute. We got a short episode this week because, like we said, when we say we taking a break, we mean that, and that includes from news and social media.
Right.
And so, other than us posting our flicks from our vacation,
well, some of us were.
You know what? Let's just jump right into it. Sis, what can't you wrap your head around?
Mexico. I can't wrap my head around Mexico. Okay, let me tell you something. Tulum can kiss my ass. Okay, to all y'all. For the past couple months, I'm like, ooh, Tulum. Tulum can toodaloo, because I'm over it. I'm never going back to Tulum. I'm not going to say I'm never going back to Mexico, but I'm going to go to the West Coast, like Cabo, Puerto Vallarta, where there's class. Because Tulum, classless. And this is no shade to the ones who plan the trip. Shout out to Next Level Travel. Put an amazing trip together.
They did.
But my experience with the city of Tulum.
Well, it was Cancun.
Right.
Cancun
and Tulum. Both of y'all can go somewhere. Okay. I was robbed. And I lost my phone. And niggas want to act like they don't know what happened to my phone. Okay. I'm over. And I was offered drugs while I was out to dinner.
You were?
Yes. Girl,
no.
So when me and Brandon, like the last night, Brandon planned this really nice romantic dinner for us. It was supposed to be outside in the gazebo like you see in the movies, like by ourselves, but it was pouring rain, so we moved inside. We had like 5-course meal. I don't really know. I had caviar for the first time. Damn. Absolutely not. But anyway, everything else was okay. So we're in the middle of, dinner, and the waiter comes up like, is everything okay? Like, everything is great. Oh, do you guys smoke?
The waiter asked y'all that?
The waiter.
It was because y'all was black.
Do you smoke? We were like, nah, we good, bro. He was like, oh, because such and such. We're in the middle of dinner. This is a 5-star resort. It just went down to 4.5 because the question you asked me.
Oh my God.
So I was robbed, no phone. Thank God I was with friends and family because I just would have been asked out. So people like, oh, solo travel? No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing solo travel either. Okay. So yeah, Tulum and Cancun, Salvador from Anstar. He can really square up Sherelle. He can definitely square up with me.
Everybody.
He can also square up with Kiara because he had a nasty
attitude.
Very nasty.
And if you would like these hands, they are available.
They work.
So yeah, I definitely agree with you on that one.
Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Nasty. I mean, we fresh off. Let's just do a rundown, okay?
Honestly.
We're fresh off. Okay, first of all, we get to the airport. We are on time. The whole crew on time. Chef's kiss. We love to see it. One of the stewardess, she's fucking late. She's late to the plane. So we get there about 30 minutes late.
If that. I don't think we was that late.
But nonetheless, we were late, and I don't like it.
Okay.
So we pull up. We get into Cancun because our flight flies us into Cancun. And we go out to go get our shuttle. The lines are crazy. I'm the first in line, so I'm trying to get everybody together. Our guy is Salvador. They got several people out there working under Amstar. So Salvador's like, you got 2 people? I said, well, actually, it's 9 of us all together because 2 of us are at another section.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, but the paper only says 2. And I'm like, yeah, but there are 9 of us all together. He's like, well, no, I didn't come here to pick up 9. I came here to pick up 2. And I was like, you know what? So Brandon was sitting behind me. I walk away and I let Brandon handle it because I put niggas in chokehold. It's really not a problem for me. Okay, Salvador, I don't want to beat your ass in your own home country. It's really not. It won't be cute for you or me. Okay, I don't want to go to jail in Mexico.
Yo.
So then I think Kiara, because you were with Simone.
Yes.
So Kiara goes up there, handles it. I'm a fan of Kiara. I think she's wonderful. Because she handled it so well and so gracefully.
She's a thug.
She is. And then Sherelle comes over and handles it. But even still, we were waiting at the airport for like
we were there an extra hour, like an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. Remind you, there's other people that are I'm literally seeing Aggies, niggas I used to be in the cafeteria with, walk up to the other dude with the flower shirt on. Oh, check, you good? And they get on the bus and they get to the resort. Then once we finally get on the goddamn bus, there's a lady sitting behind me who does not know how to whisper. So remind you, we have not eaten. We've had Chex Mix, water, and the little nasty ass cheeses on the plane. Oh, and coffee. Right. That's all we've had. And now we're in a whole other country. No food, no welcome tacos, no welcome burritos, nothing. Get on the bus. So we hungry, we're hot, and we're tired. Get on the bus. This lady behind me, I know her entire family history. I know her mother is sick. She's on the phone with the doctor telling her, she's on the phone with her mother who's at the hospital telling them, do not let them give you that medicine. I'm like, lady, if you don't shut the up. Brandon literally had to hold my hand because I was like, yo, I'm literally going to spasm. There's no need for me to know every medicine I know every medicine. I know the lady doctor name. I know they were in Colorado. I know her flight was horrible. There was turbulence. I know that she's traveling with 12 people. I know her son Ethan's name, where he graduated high school. I know everything about this lady that's sitting behind me. And then she gets up and has the nerve to have bad eyelashes. I said, get the fuck out of here. Get off. Goodbye. Not bad eyelashes. They were horrible.
I didn't get to look at it. I wasn't even paying attention.
I wanted her out.
Y'all, we landed in Mexico 1:30 their time, which is an hour behind East Coast time. We didn't get to the resort until 6.
It was like 5. It was like 5 o'clock. But no, because we came down to the pool around like 5:30. So I think we got to the resort around like 4:30.
Hungry, tired. We all of us had headaches. But you know what? That night we all danced like white women.
Yeah, we did.
We all danced like
nothing mattered.
Nothing mattered because we really needed that release.
Like, then me and Sierra get to the room. I look at my luggage. Jewelry's gone. I was robbed. So somebody's walking around with my name ring.
That's an extra 45 minutes. I forgot.
Yeah.
When we land, we go to go get our bags or whatever, and there's a long. I mean, we were waiting in there almost a long time, and they're like, "Oh yeah, the belt is broken. They're currently fixing it."
They were robbing niggas. That's what they were doing.
Robbing niggas.
Robbing everybody.
So Cancun, Mexico is the Cancun, Mexico International Airport is the ghetto.
Absolutely not.
They will steal your shit. They will open up your bag.
We're telling you now.
And steal your shit.
The Yelp review, 0 stars. 0 stars.
No, ma'am.
They're aggressive. They got people yelling at you to get cabs.
Yo, that was the craziest thing. It was like a hallway full of like people like all from all different car services literally yelling at you. I mean, child, they know how to nickel and dime you down there.
They really, like, honestly, they
That's
really
for
do.
Sure.
I would give them that. It was just hard. I would say what I will say about Mexico when it comes to like COVID safety, I did not see that one worker without a mask the entire time from the airport to
the resort.
There was no, even we were outside, we did ATV riding. Everyone had on a mask the entire time until like y'all jumped in the cave. That's the first time I saw Papi Chulo, and that's his real name. I'm not just saying that.
Hey, Papi.
Like that's his real name.
He's cute.
Okay, he took off his mask to jump in the cave. Like I will say that COVID safety wise, very very safe.
Yeah.
I felt very safe while I was there.
The thing that I cannot wrap my head around about Mexico is that I would like Mexico to come to the stand and explain to me as to why you guys are letting people inside the country when the water is not drinkable. So a hard lesson for everybody who had never been to Mexico, including us, was that you cannot drink the sink water
at all.
Like, don't brush your teeth with it. Don't drink it. Like, they have to bring bottled water out and open. You have to see them opening it and pouring it in your glass. Like, to me, I just was like, I do not like that.
It's a lie.
It is a lot. And I was so stressed, like worried about, like, how are we going to get some water?
Yeah.
Where are we going to get water from? Like, I mean, I spent about at least $20 on bottled water alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was going down to the gift shop like almost every other day, buying like 2, 3, 4 bottles of water.
And Evian must sponsor Mexico because I've never seen that much Evian water in my entire life.
And Evian doesn't even slap that much.
It really don't. Like, where's the Life Water, Smart Water?
They had Poland Springs down there.
They did have Poland Spring, which was cool, but and it's weird. Like, so, like the first day, like, you know, out of habit, I put my toothbrush into the, you know, so Sierra was like, "Oh, don't do that." I was like, "Oh, this is already happening." Yeah. 10 minutes later, I'm on the toilet. You know what I mean? But it's like, I don't know. Was it the water or was it the food I ate the night before? Because we were up early, girl.
Ciao.
That I'm good on the whole water situation when it comes to Mexico because it just makes absolutely no sense. And then like when you go to like the buffet, they're giving you water, so you're like,
where does water from?
Yeah,
is it from a bottle?
None of it makes sense.
None of it makes sense.
None of it makes sense.
So yeah, that was our recap of Mexico. Other than the things that we described, I did have a good time. And it was good to see a lot of the Aggies and stuff like that. And the booze cruise was the best part.
Booze cruise was lit. Mm-hmm. Sierra was lit.
I don't know what she's talking about.
She was lit. She had a great time.
I don't know what she's talking about.
She took shots. We made her take shots.
They made me take shots, y'all.
Sierra's shot face is hilarious. She was like,
I don't like it. I don't like it.
But we did have a blast. So yeah, I'm good for Mexico for a couple years.
Yeah.
A couple years.
I can understand.
Unless I'll go to Cabo where there's class. It's the other side. Because the East Coast, absolutely not.
Cancun is the hood, baby. You're in the hood now, baby.
Honestly. Very hood. Very hood.
You're in the hood now, baby.
Hood. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, child.
Let's get into this show real quick. We don't have that much, like I said.
Yeah.
So let's just start from the top. Congratulations to the Blacks. Juneteenth is officially a holiday. We just got this news today.
Girl.
That's exciting.
Is it?
Was it the Senate that just
Yeah, I have an article here.
Okay.
So yeah, they literally have made Juneteenth a federal holiday. So the bipartisan the bipartisan legislation was approved this afternoon, hours after Senator Ron Johnson announced that he would drop his objection to the bill. Oh, thanks a lot, Senator Johnson. The GOP lawmaker blocked a similar resolution in 2020, citing concerns over the measure's cost. This is what it said. While it still seems strange that having taxpayers provide federal employees paid time off is now required to celebrate the end of slavery, it is clear that there is no appetite in Congress to further discuss the matter. Therefore, I do not intend to object. And just a little, yeah. Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah. That was what your boy, Senator Ron Johnson, who's a Republican out of Wisconsin, that's what he said. So yeah, just for those that don't know what Juneteenth was, Juneteenth is the celebration of the abolishment of slavery.
When the last slaves.
Which
was like 2 years after it was abolished.
1860. Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Juneteenth is on this Saturday. That's the 19th. So I don't really know how to celebrate that.
I don't either. I really just kind of like put on some red, black, and green and just kind of go about my day.
I might order a shirt from Culture Savage, see if it can get here on time.
Wow, you're gonna put your trust in them? Oh, you talking
the
Culture Savage? I'm sorry.
Culture Savage.
I was thinking about the other company.
Oh yeah,
Gotcha.
no, absolutely not. No, Culture Savage. Shout out to him. He gets my stuff here on time when I ordered it. So
Purr.
I'm choosing violence today, y'all.
I love it.
Over it.
Juneteenth is one of my. Well, I'm glad. Well, wait. So we get to have that holiday off now?
I'm guessing. Let me see something. I'm guessing. I mean, it wouldn't be this year, so hopefully next June. So little lesson. So did you know that Texas was the first to recognize Juneteenth as a holiday in 1980?
Wow.
Texas.
Not progressive Texas.
Yes, progressive was first in 1980. 48 other states and the District of Columbia have passed similar measures establishing the day as a state or a ceremonial holiday. So it's the only state to not do that is South Dakota.
Whatever.
Yeah. So.
Wow. So it's officially a federal holiday now.
I don't really know how I feel about this. Like, I feel like,
where's our hate crime? Where's our hate crime bill?
Yeah,
I hear you.
It's something about it. I'm just like, that's cool, but I know I always come for Black people talking about like, you know, when is enough gonna be enough? But when it comes to this, I'm kind of like, I don't really think we needed that. We need other things like sis, just like the hate bill that y'all gave. You know, to my Asian brothers and sisters, like, you know, we kind of need that since y'all still tasing people for no reason and beating people for no reason, police. So,
I don't know. So no lies were told there.
You know.
But I'm gonna still take it as a win. I mean, I mean, it's nice that it's being recognized.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I just think it's funny because there are even a lot of people who didn't even think that Juneteenth was real.
Yeah.
So I mean, I remember like when I first entered the workforce, I had a coworker who was about 10 years older than me. Black lady was like, I came in, I was like, Happy Juneteenth, and she was like, Juneteenth isn't real, and I was like,
I'm so tired of people. Like, it's almost like people with COVID. Like, oh, this shit's not real. It's not a hoax. Like, it's just like sidebar. So you know your girl Marjorie Greene. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So remember how she was talking about how wearing masks was similar to the Holocaust? Well. Sis, actually, we didn't even have this down. It just when you said that, it kind of made me remember.
Yeah.
She went to the Holocaust Museum, and now she's giving a whole statement like, oh, my God, I can't believe that there's nothing comparable to the Holocaust. No shit, bitch. I don't know why she's a thing, but I need her to go. Her and Ted Cruz need to hop on out something. Like, just...
What is happening? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. What is happening?
Mm-hmm. She finally realizes that the Holocaust was a horrible thing that happened to Jewish people.
There were whole museums. There whole...
That's what she had to go to the museum. She had to go to a museum. Not something that she learned in school. She's not that old. Like, I know she learned about the Holocaust in school. So, because I know I did.
Right.
I know you've seen Schindler's List. I know you've seen a lot of things that have happened.
I've actually never seen Schindler's List.
It's not a movie that you really want to see.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very sad, very depressing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or it's almost like, what's the other, the boy with the striped pajamas?
That's the name of the movie?
Yeah. Yeah. Don't watch that either.
Okay. Say no more.
So, yeah. She's canceled. I don't understand why people say, like, how does Juneteenth not exist?
It's real. It's very real.
Very much real. Just like COVID is real. Mm-hmm. So I don't.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
I don't understand.
Speaking of things that I can't believe are real, shout out to Cambria.
Hey, Cambria.
She's been a listener for a long time.
She has.
She
Day one gang
sent us something in the middle of our vacation. Like, I know y'all on vacation, but y'all need to see this shit.
Period.
Let me pull. Okay, here it is. All right. So we were gone, and while we were gone, this is news about Latta Plantation, which is it's a plantation,
but it's like a tourist type.
It's here in Charlotte, I believe. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, because Ryan Pickett was actually like reporting on it. So What the fuck? Yeah, Ryan tweeted. This morning, Latta Plantation removed this Juneteenth event from their online calendar and Facebook page after Facebook comments let them know just how awful of an idea it was. So here's what was on the Latta Plantation page. It says the name of the event's called Kingdom Coming. It says, this is the craziest description I will ever read in my life. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forward to carry me home. Come out to historic Latta Plantation for a one-night event, Saturday, June 19th. You will hear stories from the massa himself, who is now living in the woods. Federal troops have him on the run, and his former bondsmen have occupied his home and are now living high on the hog. Hear how they feel about freed men. The overseer is now out of a job. What will he do now that he has no one to oversee from can see to can't see? White refugees have been displaced and have a story to tell as well. Confederate soldiers who will be heading home express their feelings about the downfall of the Confederacy. So I'm assuming, like, to just in case you don't understand, the context of this is that, like, they are setting up the story and giving it from the perspective on Juneteenth. On Juneteenth, they're setting up a story and giving the perspective of what it was like to be a headmaster who were fighting for the South and realizing that, oh, slavery is over. Now what do I do as massa? That is what the context of what this was going to be about. And of course, this has caused some outrage. Because what in the actual fuck? My thing is loading. I'm trying to pull it up. I'm sorry, y'all. I
don't even really know what to say. Because that's just so, like... And the crazy part is it's... You know what? I get what they were trying to do, but no. There's other ways. Who cares about what the massa feels?
Right.
Or how he felt? Who cares about that? Oh, God, what is he going to do now that he doesn't have anybody to beat?
Yeah.
And boss around? Like, really? That's what we're going to talk about?
That is crazy as hell.
Now, if you want to get descendants of a slave to talk about what it was like to be free and what they did, what they had to do, because it wasn't over after that. It wasn't like they just walked into a CVS and got a job. That's not how it worked. Like, that's more of an event and more so an educational event to help people like you said, somebody you said didn't believe in Juneteenth. But to have some white man pretend to be a massa and act out, that's offensive in both ways. Like, I would, well, I mean, yeah. Ooh,
well, so it's actually had a lot of plantations in Huntersville. So the town of Huntersville released a statement. They said the town of Huntersville is aware of the situation regarding a now canceled Kingdom Coming program at Latta Plantation. This is a Mecklenburg County facility that is operated within Huntersville. While we have not fully investigated the facts surrounding this issue, we support statements put out by Mecklenburg County expressing zero tolerance for programs that do not embrace equity and diversity. The Huntersville Board of Commissioners has supported Latta Plantation in the past with an annual contribution. Funding for the new fiscal year will remain on hold pending further investigations into the facts surrounding this program.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
And then Mayor Vialao said, we should not support any business or organization that does not respect equality, history, and the truth of the African-American people's journey to freedom. Despite intent, words matter, and the historic Latta Plantation should know better. Absolutely.
Well, y'all should also know better than to pave over the Black Lives Matter mirror that was on Tryon Street, but I'm sorry. Because, I mean, right?
Yeah. No disagreement here.
Because I don't know why we couldn't just...
I just was mad, like, why'd y'all paint it on the street anyway? But whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to come up fast.
Right.
People are literally driving cars.
All that work. Like, we were there watching them paint. Like, all of that work. It wasn't just like the ugly ass yellow in DC. Like, that was artwork made by artists that
live here in the city.
Live here, and they've. Oh my God, it was so hot that day. Like so, but that's a different conversation for a different time. A few other things. This is not even like we're not even a politics section. It's just like we just going.
Stuff has happened. Stuff happened.
We just going float on.
And we're reporting it.
Yeah. So next on the docket is Arizona. You know, I shouldn't have lied to you, Martin. I just want to go to Arizona. And I understand why. Because they do not believe in talking about important things in the classroom. So, you know, all these things, have come up over the years about talking about, like, you know, religion and politics. And now it's kind of crossing over into the education system about talking about race relations, politics, religion, all that stuff is happening. And Arizona is like, yeah, we're not going to do that. So they kind of put this bill together that would actually fine these pop-ups that would actually fine teachers for discussion of controversial issues, aka race. So it's called. They actually could face a $5,000 penalty if they allow classroom discussions on controversial topics such as racism or fail to give equal weight to divisive topics under provision of a last-minute amendment that flew through the Arizona keyword there is flew through the Arizona House of Representatives last week. The bill is called Senate Bill 1532, are intended to ensure students aren't taught that their race, ethnicity, or sex determines their character.
It kind of does, though.
Yeah.
It could be argued that it does.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, yeah, that topic is different. Because on 1 minute we talk about we don't want no labels, but then we label ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's not on some LGBTQ stuff. That's just
like in general.
Yeah, in general. Like,
America's big on labels because it's like you ever see somebody racially ambiguous and somebody comes up, well, what are you?
Yeah,
like I'm several things. Okay, but like, what are you?
And then they'll get on TikTok and be like, I identify as black. So you're labeling yourself as black.
You are a Negro.
So just say that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So anyway, so Democrats have saying it's they called it an overreach into the classroom and said it was a thinly veiled attempt to stir up public discord about critical race theory and further deepen partisan divides in Arizona. Critical race theory is like the hot topic right now when it comes to education, and it's really, really sad because these kids are going to go to school and they're going to ask these different questions. And I feel bad for the teachers, especially those in Arizona, that when their student asks them a question about this, they're not going to be able to answer it in hopes that they don't get fined. Which I'm trying to figure out how you would know that. Like, are there cameras recording their lesson plans?
I mean, but, kids talk, right?
This is true.
So, like, they might, a student might come home and say, Mommy, well, Miss Applebottom said that all black people have a tail, which I've heard someone say that before. Black people don't have a tail, okay? Nothing's wagging.
That's not even us to raise it. That would have had me get weak. You hear me?
The ones I've heard of, black people have a tail,
like,
and that all black people get free college tuition.
I wish that second part was free. Was true. I really do.
Also not true. But yeah, I mean,
I get a tail is because we're monkeys. Got it.
So
got it.
I mean, critical race theory, like you said, is a really big deal, and I think like if we think in terms of like, to me, it just seems like those who are arguing against it really just want their children to be, I don't know if they want them to be racist or whatever, because it doesn't give the child a chance to understand different perspectives.
Yeah.
And if you don't talk about race in school, then you have people who then end up on the internet following blindly people who do not represent them, even if they are white. Even if you are white, like, and you follow Trump and you were a brokey, like, that wasn't for you. And you are an idiot. And you probably could have benefited from a critical race theory discussion.
Somebody on vacation said that we should have invited a Trump supporter on the show. And I told them, I was like, we had thought about it, but just the way that we're set up, not even as co-hosts, as professionals, but just as individuals, our face would have been like this the whole time.
Yeah. because I'd be hard pressed to understand.
There's no need for me to understand.
Because at that point we wouldn't be talking politics. We'd be talking the logical. I need to logically understand what was your thought process behind this, and why do you feel like he was a good choice for America? And if you still feel that way, then why do you still feel like he's a good choice for America?
And I heard that he's getting ready to run for 2024.
Of course he is.
I feel like these, and this is a little off topic, but I feel like a lot of these politicians, I mean, these old politicians, like, they need to give it up. Like, I heard that Pat McCrory is running for Senate. Like, just let it go. Like, Frozen.
Project Pat McCrory. Shout out to Kristen from...
Not Project Pat.
Shout out to Kristen from Twitter.
Yo.
Is the reason that PayPal pulled out. That was the year where they was doing...
That not H1N1, that's a disease.
But the bill...
HB2.
HB2 about the transsexuals, about transsexuals and using the bathroom or whatever.
Yes.
He is the reason that Charlotte missed out on a lot of money and a great company coming to this city because of that bill. So he could kick rocks.
Well, people in North Carolina, it wouldn't shock me if they vote him in. Y'all literally gave us... What's our senator name? What's his name?
Ooh...
That dude?
Roy? No,
that's our governor. What's the dude name? Anyway, y'all didn't want Cal Cunningham in office because he was sexing some other chick. Who cares?
Oh, that's right. Oh, shoot. Who is our governor?
You know what I'm talking about? No, not governor. Senator.
Senator. Oh, wait.
What is his name?
Senator of North Carolina. Senator of NC. 2021. Yeah, man. Why doesn't it say?
What's his name?
Is it Tom Tillis?
Tom
Tillis.
He spells his name with an H. Okay. It's very ghetto.
It is.
Y'all didn't want Cal Cunningham.
Tom Tillis?
Yeah, it's ugly. Y'all didn't want Cal Cunningham in office, who was a military man, family man. Okay, so he sexed other chicks. Who don't sex?
I thought you liked people in the military.
Ooh. Yeah, veterans.
Mm-hmm. Nothing more American than the military.
Okay, but this dude spells his name Tom with an H.
Thom?
Very ghetto. Very ghetto. So,
TT.
Sierra, get the
Oh my God. Okay.
You know what?
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
So that's what's happening in Arizona. But unfortunately, while we were going, there were some mass shootings that were happening. Not mass shootings, but this first shooting that happened in Georgia, we knew it was going to happen. It was only a matter of time, unfortunately. But there's a cashier dead and there's 2 wounded after basically somebody walked. I'm going to read y'all the story. It happened in Georgia, somewhere in DeKalb County at a Big Bear grocery store. The suspect name was Victor Lee Trucker. He entered the store. The cashier, who was identified as 41 Lakita Willis, whatever. Anyway, Tucker actually got into an argument with the cashier because he was not wearing a mask while he was checking out his items. And he left the store without making the purchase, but immediately returned back. Tucker walked directly up to the cashier, pulled out a handgun, and shot her. An off-duty officer who was a veteran actually pulled his weapon and opened fire on Tucker. He was hit but returned fired and struck the off-duty officer twice. Another cashier was grazed by a bullet but was treated on the scene. She's okay. Unfortunately, the cashier, who all she wanted him to do was wear a mask, has died.
That's terrible. That is absolutely terrible.
Yeah. But again, this is not shocking. Unfortunately, it's only a matter of time. People are not wearing their masks. You know, people are still just out here doing what they need to do. They're not wearing their masks. Georgia been wide open, never closed. Governor Kemp, you're so trash. So it's only a matter of time for that to happen. So really, really feel bad for this girl who's just doing her job. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you can't say anything to anybody anymore. That's the bad part. Like, how dare you say anything to somebody about wearing a mask to protect myself? Like, oh my gosh.
A mess. An absolute mess.
An absolute mess. And then also in Austin, Texas, which is also wide open. Remember, we talked about how everybody can get a gun, no mental health check, no background check, no nothing. Just have your money, get a gun and bullets and mind your own business. There was some mass shootings that killed one and injured 13 others in downtown Austin. The suspect is 17-year-old Jeremiah Rashawn Leland James. Okay, why does he have so many names? Jeremiah Roshan Leland James Tab.
Oh my God.
That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, he was arrested while he was enrolled in summer school class. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he, yeah.
That's him?
Yep. No, that's, I don't know who that is.
Oh, okay.
This is him. Nope. It's a black kid.
They don't want to believe that we have a problem with guns here.
Yeah. So it's so funny. So like when we got the news about the shooting in Texas, we were actually, Sierra and I were online getting a COVID test because of course you have to have a negative COVID test to get back to the United States. So that's something else you guys should know. So even though you're on vacation, still try to social distance, wear your mask. Because if you catch COVID, vaccine or not, you ain't coming back here. And I'd be damned if I was gonna stay in Tulum for another 2 weeks. Absolutely not. Okay. There was a couple behind us that was actually from Texas, and they were saying how they had rented like a beach house for their son or something, like their son's high school prom or something like that, and they only wanted to be like 6 people, but basically like the dude that they rented the house from like kicked them out because he was saying like, oh yeah, no, like I don't care, you guys can bring whoever you want. And they were like, no, we're kind of good with the 6 people. So because they wanted to keep everybody safe, they kicked them out of the house. Like, girl, yeah, that's what she was telling us.
Oh, snap. I missed that part.
Yeah, she was telling me and Miranda, like, it was a couple, like, you know.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Texas is out of control.
I remember her saying, like, she was like, the thing now is, like, the people who don't even really want to have guns get guns because they're trying to protect themselves from all of the people who are loose in the head, who have guns and who are out there shooting.
Girl.
Like, it's just absolute. I mean, it is the Wild West out there.
It really is. So please, 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 please be careful wherever you go this summer. You know,
straight up.
I know outside is wide open, but please just be careful. Like, seriously, because it's not a game out here.
It really
is not. It's also not a game on Airlines.
Child. So, this is not funny. Delta, a young man on Delta Airlines, I don't even know how to explain this story. Okay, so a Delta Airlines flight had to make a stop from LAX to Atlanta. They had to make a stop in Oklahoma, I think.
Yeah, Oklahoma City.
City, because there was a guy who was trying to...
I don't even know what he was really trying to do.
It didn't seem like he was trying to overtime. I don't know if he was trying to overtake the plane.
Kind of.
Or what. But he was sitting next to another guy who like released a video, and I'm going to play his backstory as soon as I find it. Because
did you send it to me?
I think I did.
Let's see.
Here it is.
Okay.
Okay, unmute. There we go. All right.
This is a crazy story. So I'm sitting in seat 1A on Delta from LA to ATL. This black dude sits on the flight next to me. You can tell he was like on standby because he joins after everyone's boarded. So he must like work for Delta, a flight attendant or something. He starts asking me all of these personal questions. What do? What's your name? What's your IG? Like, you know, all of this. Where do you live in Atlanta? And for those of you who know me, I don't talk to people on planes, number one. I definitely don't talk to people I don't know about my personal business. So I'm ignoring him the whole time. But I am on IG, however. So he looks and seeing my name on IG, requests me right next to me, and I ignored him right there in his face while he's looking at my phone. Next thing I know, he leaves. But before he leaves, he's writing something down. This is very important. So he's writing something down, and next thing I know, someone gets on the intercom and it's like, please put on your seatbelt, make sure you have access to an oxygen mask. And I didn't know it was him, but it was him on the intercom. And then he gets into a fight with a flight attendant. He tries to open the door. They're fighting. Now the fight comes to me in seat 1A, and they're screaming for help. He's beating the shit out of these people. So I jump up out of my seat, grab the dude. That's the video you saw. We pin him to the ground. Apparently, he wrote on the note that I was making terroristic threats, and he had my name because he took it from Instagram. So he had my name. So the police questioned me afterwards and was like, do you know him? I'm like, just because we black, we don't know each other. I paid for this seat. It's the same seat I sit in every time I fly Delta, unfortunately. And so they arrest him, they take him off the plane, and they ask me a few more questions. So the people who saw everything happen thanked me, and it was all good. Moral of the story, we're still in, I don't even know where we are, Utah, or I don't know, Colorado, I don't even know where we are. We're waiting on another plane. But, I mean, it's the craziest shit ever. Oh, here's one more thing. So as I pin him to the ground, I look down, and my knees are in his neck and on his shoulder, and I immediately took them off. We can't do that to our own people. I don't care what the situation is. I put my hand.
All I'm saying is, it couldn't have been me, because I would have been flipping the hell out. Do you hear me? Like, flipping out. Like, I would have been nosy, but I would have been so mad. Like, are you serious right now?
That was crazy.
They barely took, if they was in Colorado, wait, hold up. LA, Colorado's up here. Atlanta is here.
Unless they had like a connection flight. I'm sorry.
Why we can't?
Listen, I don't know. Where did they land? They were landed in Oklahoma City. Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, from... Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's kind of in the
yeah.
back, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's...
LA to...
Ooh, chill.
Yep.
Absolutely not. This is why, like, you have to be aware of your surroundings. Like, you know what I'm saying? You get on a plane, make sure you know what I'm saying? Like, just take a look at different people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get where dude's coming from, because some people will get on a plane. I'll never forget my first time going to Vegas. This lady was on a plane, and I think she was drunk, but she was like, oh, are you okay? Are you traveling by yourself? I'm like, yes. She's like, oh my God, like, do you have people like that's there to pick you up when you land? I was like, lady, I'm 20 years old. Like, I'm good.
Shut up.
Yeah,
I thought maybe you was like a job.
No, like, I'm 20 years old. Like, I'm fine. Like, I'm like, yes. She was like, oh my God, because like I can go with you. So then in my mind, I'm like, maybe she's propositioning me.
Yeah.
Vegas is Vegas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, people just be talking to you. Just pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to your surroundings at all times. Like, I don't know. Like, it might be the northern in me, but I be looking at everybody. So like, I look at everybody. I know if somebody sits next to me in the plane, I take a good look at them, because God forbid something happens and somebody got to question me. It was him.
Right.
He had gray hair. He was about 50 years old.
Right.
Looked like Santa Claus. I know it.
He took his shoes off while he was on the flight.
Which is gross.
Oh my God. I hate it so much. Sometimes white people just be too comfortable.
Yeah.
Like
walking outside with no shoes on.
Yo, it's so nasty.
I've done that one time in my life.
And if you felt dirty, right?
I really did, but my feet were in excruciating pain.
Yeah, it's nasty.
Also in Vegas. But
you was wilding.
My feet.
Nope.
I went to a Trey Songz party, and it was just...
Oh, well, that's why.
Wait a minute.
Oh, my God.
We had a good time, but my feet were... We're going to go to a Trey Songz party.
Who's we?
Oh. Never mind.
Who's this we you speak of?
Nah, I'm kidding. Ain't nobody going to no Trey Songz party. We're still trying to get Usher. If anybody knows Usher... Personally, or
we'll
is like...
there at the end of August.
And he can just add another show to his residency. That would be great.
That would be phenomenal.
I did hear Rick Ross is doing. Oh,
good for him.
No,
good for him. Good for you, Rick.
Never mind.
Good for you, Mr. Ross. Way to go.
Well,
you want to talk about Ocean City?
Ooh, Yeah, so Ocean City, Maryland, is definitely on the docket right now because of their police being aggressive when it comes to tasing young black teenagers. So twice in like 2 days, they've been in the news. One, there was a 19-year-old on the boardwalk. So apparently in Ocean City, Maryland, you're not allowed to vape or smoke on the boardwalk, which is kind of odd because you're outside. So that doesn't make any sense to me.
So I've never been. Is that a nice beach? Is it a nice?
It's a nicer part of. I've never been either. My parents have been. They said it's nice.
Oh, okay.
In recent years, I've heard that it's kind of going downhill a little bit.
Oh.
And this is probably why. So, So the first time there was a young man, and there's a viral video that went up. His hands are up when they're asking him not to vape. His hands are up, and apparently, in like normal police order, he got rowdy with them and they tased him while his hands were up. They tased him for no reason at all, arrested him, but by the grace of God, he is alive. Now, a couple of days later, the same thing happens with, now this is a group of black teenage boys.
5 of them, I think.
Yeah, like 5 of them, and they were with the shits. Luckily, they are all alive around to tell this story. They do have some charges against them, but they got into a fight with the cops because of course, the police say that they asked him to stop vaping and he didn't do it, so somehow that led to them putting their hands on them for no reason. Like, here's my thing with the police. If you ask me to stop doing something one time and I might not do it at that very moment I'm doing the Tussle, there's no need for you to put your hands on me. Okay? They attacked one and the friends was like, oh, nah, get your hands off my bro, throwing bikes and all that stuff like that. That's what we're saying. Like, very glad that these brothers are still alive to be on Good Morning America.
Yeah, how about
to tell their
that?
story, because it could have went left. And I think the reason that it didn't go left is because they had a crowd of people around them supporting them. Like, yeah, nah, this is wrong. Okay, all right, so he vaping. So what? There's no need for 18 cops to be around these 5 young men because they're vaping.
One of them had him on the ground and he was just kept kneeing him and things like that. And it was like
Unnecessary.
for vaping.
Yeah, unnecessary. It's not that deep. It's
never.
really not that deep. So, I don't really know what else to say other than I'm just glad that these young men, all 6 of them, are alive to tell their story. They do have some so apparently that you can get up to like $100 fine. So instead of you just giving these dudes the fine, you decide to put your hands on them. You could just all right, you know what? I told you once.
Right.
You didn't do it the second time.
Here's
pay this fine.
Yep.
You got to put your hands on them? That's unnecessary, dude.
I feel like sometimes being a cop is for all the people who were losers in high school.
Ooh, wow.
Sometimes I feel that way. Not all cops. But
I kind of get it.
But some of y'all, probably a majority
They
of
need
y'all.
to take their aggression out on somebody.
Most of y'all was probably losers in high school. Yeah. What?
Maybe. You want to talk about the indigenous bodies?
So I don't have an article on this, and we missed this story. This came out really about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But there were 100 indigenous, for those who don't know, are like Native Americans or whatever, but this was in Canada, so Native Canadians. But there were 100 indigenous youth found buried underneath a school in Canada.
Jesus.
I know.
How did they find? Okay, these are the questions I have.
I wish I had the article.
Why are we digging up under schools?
I don't know, but I'm glad we did because were these people that were missing? Were their families looking for them?
Oh, like Philly with them?
Yeah. Like, let me see. I don't think I spelled that right. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find an article and we'll have to talk about it next week because.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, no.
That's all right. But just know that story is coming soon because it's definitely something we need to talk about.
Absolutely.
Because that's unacceptable. That is unacceptable. Oh, like 2 more things.
Yeah. Well, 3.
3.
Speaking of things that should be unacceptable, but are, is that San Francisco security in Walgreens was like, it won't be me, okay? And I'll put the video up. There was literally, first of all, I need to know how this man got in the store with the bike. Let's just start there, right? There's a man inside Walgreens with a big-ass trash bag, just going through the aisles, just kind of like, putting stuff in the bag.
I need some shit.
I need things. And no one's stopping him. The cops are there. There's a security is there recording him. Then this man has this big trash bag full of products, busts a Yui, and leaves the store. No one stops them.
I love it.
Come to find out, it is illegal for them to stop these little small criminals if they're not stealing anything over $950.
I mean, I kind of get it. Like, I feel like people that, like, if you're really chasing somebody over some deodorant, like, I mean, it's really not that serious. You know what I'm saying? Especially, like, from these huge stores. You know, like Walmart. Are you really hurting for that $3.99?
Child.
That $3.68 from that Dove deodorant?
The Walmart employees need to be stealing because they're not making enough money for all the shit that they have to do.
Do you
with.
really need to chase me over this $2.16 worth of goldfish? No. I think not. You'll be okay. So yeah, like, cause I found that out because Simone used to work for Walmart, and she was like, "Yeah, we can't chase anybody out of the store for stealing." I'm like, "So you just let them steal?" Like, yeah, and it makes sense because honestly, so when I went to Livingstone, used to steal all the time. I ain't gonna front. Like, I know mad people. I actually had a friend who got banned from Walmart because she, like, it would make no sense, some of the things that, not myself, like, I might have stolen like some deodorant, or, you know, a lot of people was like stealing condoms and stuff like that, you know, and that, whatever. But like, some people I knew was stealing like comforters.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, how did you steal this comforter?
Right.
Like, and granted, they weren't checking the receipt. You go to the self-checkout, you're not really scanning, you keep it in your cart, you keep moving. But I had a friend who actually got banned from the one in Salisbury because she was like, I was like, I didn't want her to go to the store with me because I was like, I know she was stealing like everything. Like, so I was like, you're not coming to the store with me because you're not about to get me locked up in no damn Salisbury.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Interesting.
Yeah, Walmart, they can't. So basically, and the reason we found that out was like they've been watching her. You know what I mean? Like, and they like put her picture up on the thing, kind of like in Tyson's. You see people picture up on it.
Yep. Tyson's is the hair store here.
Yeah. They got your picture. Like, don't come in here. You come in here, you're going to jail because you stealing bundles and stuff. Like,
not stealing bundles.
I mean, if you can't afford to get the bundles, that means you can't afford to get your hair done. Then change the style. Get some braids. You know what I'm saying? Something that you can be, you know, a little more affordable.
Points were made.
So you don't have to steal. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. That video was hilarious.
That video was hilarious.
He really was like, mind your business and move out my way.
Right.
This
Big,
is happening.
huge bag of stuff. Huge.
Like one of them black industrial garbage bags.
Yes.
Full of stuff.
Yes.
I love it. Thought it was hilarious.
Next thing, people are mad at Kevin Hart again. Do you know why?
Yeah. So, first of all, they're always mad at Kevin Hart right before he's about to put a movie out. Okay, he has a movie coming out on Netflix called Fatherhood, which is to celebrate fatherhood, Black fathers, and it's right before Father's Day. So, you know, so of course he's on a media tour. They've been interviewing him, stuff like that. He said some things, and of course, Black Twitter has been in a uproar because he doesn't think that not that he doesn't think about cancel culture, but he thinks cancel culture is kind of like it's enough. And he also was talking about how a lot of people don't think he's funny and he's kind of over it. But at the end of the day, he's pretty much like, I mean, I'm still out here making money and y'all sitting here talking about me on Twitter, so I'm being broke. So that's really it. But I'm gonna read what he said about cancel culture because I thought it was. Hold on, let me find
the quote.
Yeah, so basically, like, this kind of came up because they were talking about, he was talking to the Sunday Times, and he was discussing cancel culture. So, and that's after he ended his hosting gig. Remember, he was supposed to host the Oscars in 2019, but there were some tweets and some jokes that, of course, were deemed
homophobic, right?
Yeah, homophobic, and they were deemed offensive by the woke. Okay, so this is what he said. He said, if people want to pull up stuff, go back to the same tweets of old, go ahead. There's nothing I can do. You're looking at a younger version of myself. A comedian trying to be funny and at that attempt failing. Apologies were made. I understand now how it comes off. I look back and I cringe. So it's growth. And it's about growth. He said, when did we get to a point where life was supposed to be perfect? Where people were supposed to operate perfectly all the time? I don't understand. I don't expect perfection from my kids. I don't expect it from my wife, friends, employees, because last time I checked, the only way you grow up is from fucking up. I don't know a kid who hasn't effed up or done some dumb stuff. and this is something that Fox News said, he said, Hart made sure to note that people who have done something truly damaging to others should be held accountable and face consequences. However, he doesn't believe that that's always the case when it comes to cancel culture, specifically in his situation. Couldn't agree more.
I agree. I think people try to cancel Kevin all the time is because he's always talking about it. I think if he just shut up about it, because like he talks about it a lot, like lately, and it seems like clearly it bothers him. And I think the best way to get over, I think what he's feeling is to display that you are unbothered by it. But I think him kind of constantly like fix the trajectory of what that is. Like it's not gonna help you, bro. Like
yeah.
Like I understand. I completely agree with everything you just said there. Like that entire quote. But in terms of, I don't know. I just feel like sometimes you can be removed. You like when you make a lot of money, you become this big person. You kind of removed from the regulars, us brokies.
Yeah. And
I understand what he's saying, but some people are just not going to look at it that way, and some people are going to still try to cancel him.
Yeah, and I think. I don't know. It's because like you and I have had that conversation before. Mm-hmm. Like I've had a conversation with other people as well. Because I kind of am getting to the point where like every other day we're trying to cancel somebody over complete nonsense. Canceling R. Kelly, absolutely. Canceling Harvey Weinstein, absolutely. Canceling Bill Cosby. But notice what I'm saying. Notice what I'm saying about certain names. I'm saying cancel Bill Cosby. I'm not saying that we can't still watch the Cosby Show. Cancel Harvey Weinstein. That doesn't mean I'm not going to ever watch a movie that he just happened to produce that's one of my favorite movies. Like, I didn't know Harvey Weinstein was out here doing all this stuff, so you think I'm about to not watch The Hangover? That don't got shit to do with me. It don't even have nothing to do with the actors that were in the movie. That was what he was doing behind closed doors. R. Kelly.
Sorry, there's too much. I watched the documentary. It's too much that intertwines with the music for me to ever feel comfortable to listen to it again.
Yeah, like especially certain songs are like, yes.
Seems like you're ready.
Yeah, now if we're at a cookout and somebody puts on Step in the Name of Love, okay, am I going to go to the DJ and be like, turn that shit off? No, it's not that deep. So I really think that's what Kevin Hart, and to your point, I definitely agree with what you're saying, because I don't know anything about the movie Fatherhood.
I didn't know he was releasing the movie until...
Yeah, like, I don't know anything about the movie Fatherhood, and I feel like, to your point, that's when the artist needs to come like, hey, dog, I don't want to talk about them. I'm here to talk about fatherhood and why y'all need to watch this movie so I can keep getting roles. But on the flip side, if he still feels the type of way about it, because that was something that really could have changed his life, that Academy Awards, because y'all decided to go...
He could have still hosted the show.
He pulled out of it.
Listen, but here's the thing: what happened? The first thing that happened was he refused to apologize. Right? He said he had already apologized for it. He not apologizing for it. Then he went on a promo I'm not apologizing apology tour. He went everywhere and talked about why he wasn't going to apologize, and then he apologized and pulled out. And it was like, after all that, you could have just apologized and still been hosting the award show. Like, what the fuck? Like, I feel like he just made it worse. And I understand, like, that probably was, like, frustrating for him, right? Because he's like, I'm not that same person anymore. Right. But sometimes you in terms, like, the public is finicky. The public is finicky.
As hell.
And sometimes you have to apologize several times. I understand if it was just like a relationship between you and your wife. You're like, damn, I cheated already. I apologize. I bought you a ring. I'm not going to apologize no more. But it's not a personal relationship. It's a relationship with the public. And when you're dealing with the public, you need to understand that they are finicky and that you may need to apologize several times. And if he would have just taken that, I think he would have been better off. And since I don't think a lot of people would be like, fuck Kevin Hart. Now, people might still be like, he's not funny. And that's points are made. But I think, I don't know, Kevin to me seems like he's like really headstrong. It's like, it's my way. Like, it's my way. And this is how I see it. And can't no one change my mind.
Yeah. I kind of get that.
That's how I see it. But he keeps bringing this shit up.
Yeah, I think, if you're going to the press tour about a movie, I really would want to hear more about the movie and not so much about, cancel culture. But
because why aren't we talking about fatherhood?
Yeah, I don't know anything about, and maybe I will read the actual article that he was talking to. So he was talking to the Sunday Times. This is from the Daily Wire. So of course they're talking about cancel culture because you know how the media is. So they're just gonna pull what's controversial, and that's this, and that's why he got on social media today and was like, I have time today, and I said what I said about cancel culture because. I think I've said this on the show before. I think we need to be very, very careful and selective about the people that we deem as cancellations over some bullshit. Like, y'all have said a lot of people have said things out of their mouth that right after they said it, it's like, damn, I shouldn't have said that. You know what I mean? But it's not that deep. Like, just because you disagree with somebody's opinion does not deem them to be canceled. Like the people that we mentioned, Harvey Weinstein, all them people like that, yeah, they gotta fucking go. Mass murderers gotta fucking go. But somebody that, you know, doesn't deem, I don't know, somebody that's a Republican, that doesn't mean they have to be canceled. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you don't agree with them. And somebody said something on Twitter the other day, and I was like, oh my God, what were they talking about? Because it was like, oh, Monique. With the whole bonding situation. Y'all was like, oh, we got to cancel Monique. No, we don't.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
We can literally just disagree and move on.
That's it.
That is it.
Just disagree. Sis, I don't agree with you. I'm going to continue with my bonnet, my do-rag, my Crocs, everything like that. That's it. If you don't agree with it, that's fine. Like, but shout out to Chris.
Hey, Chris.
He said that on Twitter, and I was like, yeah, he was like, just disagree and move on. Like, I said, you know what? Absolutely right. Because enough. You're not about to cancel Monique. You're not going to cancel Kevin Hart. Okay? Fatherhood's out. He going to get another movie. Bro, and this is my thing. Y'all want to cancel niggas, but if he was hiring, y'all be knocking at his doors.
Yo, Kev.
Okay. You fake. Look at you.
Yo, Kev. Hell yeah.
That'd be great. For Kevin be like, hey, your podcast, episode season 3, you said.
I was like, yeah, I did. So anyway, like while we're talking about the present, right? We changed, right?
But in the article, you said.
Think I won't?
Okay. So yeah, I do think we need to be very, very careful. I saw they were trying to cancel Cater to You. What are you talking about?
Yo. Please don't get me started.
What are you talking about?
Not if they trying to cancel Cater to You by Destiny's Child.
But why?
Because
y'all don't got no man? You lonely?
Gen Z don't got nothing else to talk about, honey.
Why are we canceling? Y'all need to cancel all these little rappers y'all got, not Cater to You.
Okay. Anyway, girl.
What are you talking about?
Speaking of cancellation, this is our last topic of the evening, and I think it is a good one. So, Lin-Manuel, I'm gonna get this
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
I'm gonna get this man's name right. Lin-Manuel Miranda. He directed and produced, right?
He didn't direct it, but he did write it and produce it.
He wrote, Lin-Manuel Miranda is the man from Hamilton.
Yes.
Which is on Disney. It's 3 hours long if you feel like it. I watched it once.
Not watching it.
So yeah, Hamilton, all the girls love it. Ooh, Hamilton. So he wrote a new movie called In the Heights. Trailer's been out for about a couple months now. I've seen it several times.
Oh wow!
I've seen
the trailer.
The trailer. I haven't seen. The movie.
Okay.
No, I haven't seen the movie. The trailer has been out. I've seen it several times, and it just came out recently. And right now, the discourse around it is that so it's based on Washington Heights in New York.
Yes.
The discourse is that Washington Heights is publicly known as an Afro-Latino area in New York. And the issue that a lot of people are bringing up is that there is a lack of Afro-Latino representation in the movie. I haven't seen the movie. Like I said, I watched the trailer. And granted, I'm not from New York, never been to New York. I mean, I have been to New York. I don't know if I've been to Washington Heights, I don't know. But I remember seeing the trailer and thinking just to myself, like, I just think it's strange that there's no Afro-Latinos completely represented, like, as lead characters in this movie. I just thought it was strange. Me personally. Granted, I wasn't really excited to watch the movie either way. So, Yeah.
I was more so like happy to see Anthony Ramos and what's my man that played Dr. Dre and Straight Outta Compton. He's also in the movie.
I can never look at him as anything other. So when he plays like these like warm roles, it's like, what the hell are you doing here?
Yeah,
it
playing
feels,
Dr. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is his name? Corey.
I don't know.
Corey something. But yeah.
What do you think about the people who are bringing up this issue of a lack of Afro-Latino, Latinx representation?
Disclaimer, I'm not a part of the Afro-Latino community. I am full-on Negro.
Come on, full-on Negro.
I am full-on African-American. However, I will say, and this is another thing I will say, I guess this is also part of cancel culture. How does everybody know, unless they were literally at the casting, that the cast of this movie has no Afro-Latino representation in the movie? How do you know that Anthony Ramos is not Afro-Latino? How do you know that Lin-Manuel Miranda or any of the other what's shorty name from what's the jail movie, the jail show on
jail show?
You know, on Netflix that everybody was Orange is the New Black. I think she was.
Oh, Dasha Polanco.
How do we know that she's not Afro-Latino when I think she is?
I think she is too.
Okay.
I hear you.
I think that this, and this might sound bad, but this is just how I feel. And this is coming from a black person. Everything is not for everybody. To be very honest, I see a lot of people saying like, oh, there's no LGBTQ representation in this movie. Oh, there's no black representation in this movie. There's no white people. That's the only group you don't hear. If there's The Best Man, no white people in it. Was there any white people complaining about it?
No.
Was there anybody complaining about I don't know, the fact that Soul, a Disney movie, like nobody is complaining about representation other than the minorities. And while I understand it, I think it's fucked up that movies like this, especially like In the Heights, we don't ever, it's very rare that we see a movie with a cast of all Latinos. All of it. We don't ever see that. So I think it's really, really wrong, high key, that we are dimming this light on this group of minorities. I think it's very wrong. I really do. Okay, so there's no darker, and that's what this is all about.
Yes, that's what this
is all about. There's no dark-skinned Latinos in the movie. Okay, and I just don't think. I think it's wrong. I really do. I really think that it's kind of messed up that we're dimming the light on Lin-Manuel Miranda, where y'all been kissing his ass for years.
They have.
On all the work that he's done. Look what he did with Hamilton. Look what he did with Hamilton on Broadway. So now, God forbid, he want to make a movie for people that look like him.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I really do think that that's wrong. Because if the script was flipped, if this was Spike Lee, do you think Lin-Manuel Miranda would feel some type of way about Spike Lee making a movie called On the Stoop about Brooklyn? You know what I mean? I think it's I really do think it's kind of wrong of them to dim his light and this cast. They're so excited. I've seen some interviews on some of the, with some of the cast and like, oh my God, I'm so excited to be in a movie that has a bunch of people that look like me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then here y'all come. I don't see no brown skinned people.
But I think it's more so darker skinned Afro-Latinos making these complaints. And that's important. I hear there's a big ass mosquito right there. I hear right there on the light. Oh, they all up in here. I die. Okay. But I hear everything you're saying. But I do think that Lin-Manuel had an opportunity to bring and show, because it's the same. It's the same issue that we have when we talk about representation of dark-skinned women in anything. And there is nothing like seeing yourself represented. And I can only imagine being a darker skinned Latino and probably being excited about this movie, turning it on, and only seeing white Latinos or light skinned Afro-Latinos and not seeing yourself. And that is so important. And I think that it's such a big deal right now is because Lin-Manuel had the opportunity to do so. And there are a lot of darker skinned Afro-Latinos who went to the casting, killed the auditions, and didn't get booked. He had a completely amazing opportunity to do that. And we think, and like when you said you brought up Spike Lee has had every spectrum in all of his movies of black people. You got it?
Die, bitch.
Niggas in here somewhere.
Got it.
Good. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, he was about to bite us.
I got enough bites from Esco.
Okay. Period. But I just feel like I don't know. I feel the same way I feel about that, and in the same way I feel about like Lena Waithe. Like it is your responsibility as, because here's the thing, right? Blacks, Latinos, they all see us as one way, right? And it is your responsibility when you hold positions like this to represent your communities and even Asians in the best light possible, especially when you're telling these stories. And the fact that there aren't any dark-skinned Afro-Latinos in this that are presented like front-facing in this movie is an issue. It is an issue that Lin-Manuel could have easily fixed. Easily have fixed.
Yeah, but
I hear what you're saying though.
I don't know. It's like I just feel like he definitely could have fixed it. And I'm not saying that he's not wrong for it. Mm-hmm. I'm just feeling like, okay, so this is his first movie. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? This is his first movie. My problem is it's going to be an issue. It's always going to be an issue. So he done like Lin.
That man's Lin-Manuel Miranda.
So when he puts out he put out a statement, he apologized, everything like that.
I'll read it. Hold on, I got it here.
Okay.
Damn, these niggas still okay, y'all. Okay. He said, I started writing In the Heights because I didn't feel seen. And over the past 20 years, all I wanted was for us, all of us, to feel seen. I'm seeing discussion around Afro-Latino representation in our film this weekend, and it is clear that many in our dark-skinned Afro-Latino community don't feel sufficiently represented within it, particularly among the leading roles. I can hear the hurt and frustration over colorism, a feeling still unseen in the feedback. I hear that without sufficient dark-skinned Afro-Latino representation, the work feels extractive of the community we wanted so much to represent with pride and joy. In trying to paint a mosaic of this community, we fell short. I'm truly sorry. I'm learning from the feedback. I thank you for raising it, and I'm listening. I'm trying to hold space for both the incredible pride in the movie we made and be accountable for our shortcomings. Thanks for your honest feedback. I promise to do better in my future projects, and I'm dedicated to the learning and evolving we all have to do to make sure we are honoring our diverse and vibrant community. Siempre, Lin-Manuel Miranda. And you know what? Honestly, I think that might have been a learning lesson for him because you know what? Lin probably wasn't even looking at it like that. And sometimes it takes you releasing some work and other people critiquing it for you to understand.
Yeah, but and that's very true. Mm-hmm. Me personally, I just think that nothing's good enough for us. I really don't. I'm starting to feel like that because it's like, I guess I know what it's like. We all probably know what it's like to put something out that you've been working on for so long, to get it out there and want the world to enjoy it. And it's like, yeah, it's good, but everybody knows that feeling of like, well, damn. You know what I mean? It like, because you know the nights you stayed up late, the hard work you put into it, juggling families and all that stuff like that. So to have something like that be put out, and for it to be such ridicule around it over something that, yes, to your point, definitely could have been corrected. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I just feel like the next time he puts out a project, it'll be something else that he didn't put in there. Mm-hmm. Next time it'll be, oh, you didn't put no LGBTQ in there. Oh, you didn't put no Republicans in there. Oh, I don't like that shade of pink he wearing. Like, I mean, seriously, sometimes it gets to a certain point where it's like, Well, damn, like, was there any, like, besides that, was it good?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it? Other than the fact that there was nothing there's.
Sis, I hear you loud and clear.
I just, like, sometimes it kind of bugs me because I feel like, you know, like, I wonder if people, like, you know, feel like that about, like, oh, I don't see no dark-skinned host on this podcast. Oh, I don't see this. Oh, I don't see that. I can't help what I look like.
Yeah.
I can't help what I look like. I can't help what I look like. I can't. Sierra can't help what she look like. This is what you get. You know what I'm saying? We still put out hard work and we do what needs to be done.
But I think that's why, you know, we try to particularly speak on these things, right? Because it's important. And we both realize that we're coming from the lighter spectrum.
Absolutely.
Of black people, but that doesn't mean that I can't speak on dark-skinned issues and speak up for my dark-skinned brothers and sisters, and speak up for my dark-skinned Afro-Latinos brothers and sisters. Because I even think about my friend Naomi. She's
true.
She not represented in that movie.
I just want us to one day just be like, you know what? Good job. That was great. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, they even criticized The Lion King. Because Scar, the evil one, was of a darker shade. He's a fucking cartoon. Are you kidding me?
I think art is in a difficult place now because we've spent so many years not seeing ourselves represented.
Yeah.
And now because we have all these platforms that allow us to be very loud and vocal about it, it seems like it's way more, because I guarantee that these conversations probably were always happening in terms of movies and whatnot before social media. It just so happens that social media brings them to the forefront, and it allows people to understand and learn and see how people actually feel about your work, which can be very hard to deal with, I'm sure, but also a learning lesson. And I think that I truly feel like I could feel like his genuineness in that.
It was genuine
in that note. And I think he probably, like he says, like he's on the verge of, like, you know, well, I did something great, but also, like, you know, I dropped the ball on this part.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Like, it's okay to drop the ball, but I would just say the next time he does the project to just remember this moment. Remember how you felt now. How you want to be seen is just how the Afro-Latinos want to be seen. And that's it.
I
really.
do hope so. I just feel like, you know, they don't pick the right actor that they like.
Oh, well, yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Well, then you have to ignore those things.
It's like, you know what? Like, why you pick so-and-so over so-and-so?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, my God.
Then those things you ignore.
Like,
But
what else do you want? Like, I interviewed our good friend Kevin.
Hey, Kevin.
And he said some stuff that really made a lot of sense when it comes to Hollywood and diversity. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about, like, you know, because he hears all these conversations about diversity and stuff. And he said, honestly, what needs to change, it's not the people, it's not the camera crew, it's not the cast, it's the studio executives. He said, what we all need to realize is that there's it's almost like, what's that movie, Rush Hour 2, he was like, follow the rich white man?
Yeah.
That shit is real. Because he said the reason that you had so many, like, the reason that you got the Lena Waithes and the Jordan Peeles of the world is because Jordan Peele put out one good movie. Mm-hmm. He put out a movie called Get Out, and all of us, the black people, went to go see it. So the studio executives were like, oh, so that's what they want to see. Mm-hmm. So that's why we had us. That's why, so Lena Waithe puts out one thing, and everybody goes to see it, and it's like, oh, that's what black people want to see. So when it comes to, like, black trauma and things like this, it's like we have to be reminded that there's white executives in the studios. All they're doing is seeing the trends, and they're like, oh, well, let's get Lena Waithe in here to write some traumatic shit. Mm-hmm. Oh, let's talk to Oprah Winfrey about doing this. Let's talk to so-and-so about doing this. He said the change comes when we get black people in the executive chairs. Okay, and there are a lot of them are black women, to be very honest. I found an article by Essence about, it's like Freeform, Sony Picture. There are a lot, and it's changing, but that's what we need to realize. So it's not even like, don't think for 1 second that Lin-Manuel Hamilton, that he has the final say. He doesn't.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So he might have had some, like, dark skin and mm-hmm. And that's coming from a Hollywood, somebody who's in Hollywood. That's like a good friend Kevin. That's what he said, and I said that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
that's why we have right now on Amazon Prime, we have the show They,
Them.
Them?
Them.
One of the pronouns.
Ah!
Okay. We have that, and that's from Lena Waithe. Now we have the Underground Railroad, which is from Barry Jenkins. It's only a matter of time before we get something else from somebody else on that same platform.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's because the Amazon executive was like, oh, shoot, they really like they, so let's give Barry Jenkins this money. Okay, cool. Let's give Ava DuVernay this money. Okay, cool. Let's give...
I ain't watching no more black trauma porn.
That's why The Chi is all about what's going on. People get, like, teenagers getting locked up. That's why the movie Two Distant Strangers won a fucking Oscar, which is the most traumatic shit I've probably ever seen in my life.
Damn.
I was uncomfortable watching that movie, and it was only 20 minutes. I was very uncomfortable. I was like, why are they killing this man over and over again?
No, ma'am.
Ridiculous.
No, thank you.
That's because the executive being like, oh, they're marching in the street. This is what they want to see. No, it's not.
Show ain't.
That's because the executive doesn't have sons being murdered in the street. Doesn't have daughters being killed. So, and it goes for people like Hamilton.
Poor man. We gonna get his name right.
Lin-Manuel
Miranda.
Eminem.
LMM.
Yeah. I don't like that.
All right.
That was interesting.
That was interesting.
Very interesting.
I've got some good news, sis.
What is it?
We got a new review. Yeah! Wow. Somebody paid attention in class.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Thank
This
you.
review is from 5 stars. His name is Benji Fields.
Okay. Hi, Benji.
The title is This is Needed.
Period.
He says, this perspective, this honesty, this realness is needed. Thank you so much, Benji. We really appreciate it.
For real.
We try to keep it 1 million on this show.
We really do.
We try to keep it 100 as best as we can.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for leaving us 5 stars.
Thank you.
And rating our show.
Yes.
Like, that means so much to
Love it.
us. I don't know if we have anything on YouTube. I haven't been.
Oh, you know what? I haven't really been either.
Let's see while I'm sitting right
You know
here.
what?
You know,
Where is YouTube?
We're connected to the internet while I'm sitting here.
Oh,
Just,
I gotta.
what? You gotta. Oh, poor
Damn
sis.
it!
Hold on. Let's see.
I gotta
Okay.
sign in.
Yeah, we haven't had anything new up there, so
This
that's fine.
sucks. I got a new phone, y'all, so I gotta sign into everything again.
All right. We didn't have a lip service question because we were on vacation. You'll deal. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to this week's show. We are on all the social media networks. We're on Twitter at HeadWrapPod. We're on Instagram at Headwraps and Lipsticks. Check out our Facebook page, Headwraps and Lipsticks, the podcast.
Yes.
Or you can go to our website, www.headwrapsandlipsticks.com. We have t-shirts and crew necks that are for sale but not on sale. And where you can also listen to all of our episodes, all 5 seasons.
Yeah, this is season number 5.
Oh my God. All 5 seasons of the show, baby.
It's not a game.
If you decide to start from the first episode and keep making that our highest rated episode for some damn reason.
I don't get it.
We are still trying to start our studio. Things are looking up. But we could always use your cash to help us. GoFundMe is in the link, but if you don't rock with GoFundMe, you could just always send us money to your CashApp at $HeadWrapPod. And yeah, we're on Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. When you subscribe, rate, and leave a 5-star review like Benji did, we read it on the air.
That's it.
And that is it.
That's it.
Sis,
That's it.
your joke?
I have a joke.
Okay.
So you guys can start sending me jokes again. We're back from vacation.
Or don't.
Bring them. Send them. Send them. Okay. Where is it? Oh, I lost. Oh, no, I didn't. I didn't lose it. I didn't.
Oh.
I didn't. It's here. This is funny.
Oh, my God.
What do you call an ant who fights crimes?
A crime-fighting ant?
No.
What?
A vigilante. Get it? Vigilante. A vigilante. You get it? Get it? Vigilante. Get it? Do you get it? I thought that was funny.
Thank you guys
Jesus.
for listening to this week's episode.
Oh, I got another one.
Oh my God.
What has ears but cannot hear?
What?
A cornfield. Get it? Because the ears of corn.
We'll see y'all next week. Bye. Damn.
A vigilante. Get it?
I got it. It is.
Oh my God.
It's crystal clear.
That is so funny.